As part of AAPI month, we partner with the organization Gold House to celebrate its 100 lists, which recognizes this year's most impactful Asian Pacific leaders. One of the 100 is actor Hoa Xuande. Now, you may recognize him for his lead role in the HBO show The Sympathizer. He stars alongside Sandra Oh and Robert Downey Jr. Ling Kent met this rising star whose unlikely Hollywood journey shows no signs of stopping.
Hoa Xuande has exploded onto the scene in Hollywood.
You have had so much success so quickly. How are you feeling right now?
Honestly, it's been, literally a whirlwind. It's like a lottery that just keeps going.
Saigon, 1975.
Xuande has captivated audiences with his leading role in HBO's adaptation of The Sympathizer, the Pulitzer Prize-winning novel about the Vietnam War, told from the Vietnamese perspective.
I could be Viet Cong, for all you know.
He stars as the dry-humored captain, a Vietnamese double agent with a mostly Vietnamese cast.
When I saw the audition notice, I was like, oh my God, it'd be a dream to be able to be a part of that, let alone lead the show.
So did you kill anyone?
With my own hands?
His path to the top has been an unlikely one. Before The Sympathizer, Xuande had just one Hollywood credit to his name, and the audition process for this role took 8 months.
I was ready to be let down.
But then he got the call.
We want you to play the role, and I was like, what? Is this a joke? Is Ashton Kutcher flying over to Australia to punk me?
Did you always want to be an actor?
I didn't always want to be an actor. I was a sprinter and I played Australian rules football. But I think when I left school, reality got the better of me and I was like, okay, I've got to do something where I'm not going to get absolutely nailed to the ground every day.
In playing the captain, Xuande drew upon his experiences as an outsider, growing up the child of Vietnam War refugees in Australia.
What was it like being part of the Vietnamese community in Australia?
I grew up with not very many people like me, so I kind of struggled in that way, just trying to figure out who I was. I kind of just didn't really feel Vietnamese enough, but then I felt more aligned with being Australian, but then I didn't look Australian.
Embracing his identity came later in life.
My parents would tell me about stories of how they would escape and the trauma that they endured being boat people, boat refugees. I think, my immaturity growing up, I was just always just like, that's not me, that's your history.
Xuande credits The Sympathizer for helping him come to terms with it.
In a weird full circle way, being able to do a project like this, being able to speak my own language, a language that I, for a long time, really tried to shun because I didn't feel like it was a part of myself, has really made me proud to be Vietnamese.
Now he shares that pride with his parents, who he brought to the premiere of The Sympathizer, an emotional experience which included scenes reliving the fall of Saigon.
I just wanted to see their reactions to a story that is part of their history being portrayed back to them, being reflected back to them. I was kind of watching them more than I was watching the screen, and I could see that they were being moved. I could see a little tear forming on the corner of my mum's eye, and it meant a lot to me to see that they were reacting in that way.
It helped to have 2 award-winning veterans on set, too. Sandra Oh.
I've done things my way my whole life. I am not about to change now.
The lovely thing about Sandra is that she would always check in on me every day just to make sure that I was, eating right, sleeping right. She would speak up on my behalf.
Combination 2.
And Robert Downey Jr., who plays 4 different characters.
Robert was kind of like that silly dad that you've always wanted. He's just a really goofy, funny, witty kind of guy, and he loves to, mess around and have fun on set.
As for Xuande's next moves, the sky's the limit.
Don't look too far ahead. The finish line's very far away.
But he won't be taking any of it for granted.
Do you feel like you've made it?
When I was auditioning for this, I was like, if I get this, then I would have made it. But I kind of feel like while I was shooting this, it's like, I don't think I've made it. If I'm blessed with the opportunity to be able to keep telling stories of this nature or to, do a second season, then for me, that would be making it.
For CBS Mornings, I'm Ling Kent in Los Angeles.